can see how they're kind of brown. These are caramelized onions. It takes a little bit longer to do this. You do it on a low to medium heat, and you stir them frequently. Now, the original recipe called for 6 tablespoons of oil. This recipe has none. By the way, we're making chorizo. All right, so chorizo has lots of flavor, but it has lots of fat. It has 38 grams of fat per serving if you eat the meat kind of chorizo. We are using Boca Burger Crumblers, has 0 fat in it. So, start out with your onions. Cut them up, caramelize them. If you don't have time, just cook them until they're soft. These are the crumblers. It looks just like ground meat, but it's similar to tofu in the fact that it's bland. And so you're going to add flavor to it. And it's a soy product. So it's something that you want to eat occasionally. It may not be something that you want to eat all the time because it is sort of a processed food, but our taste buds need to be happy too. And you'll just use a little bit because this has so much flavor in it. And normally this would be done over a stove, but if we did it that way, you'd see my backside. So we're modifying a little bit here. Now here comes the flavor. Paprika. Cumin. Granulated garlic. Yeah, pivotal, did I hear the? No. Ancho chili powder. You could use regular chili powder or whatever you have on hand. If you only have hot chili powder, you might want to not put in the cayenne pepper. Or if you're a hothead, put it all in. Ground coriander. Now when I make this at home, I don't like coriander, so I cut the amount by 1 to 1/4 the amount. You can play around with the amounts. If you don't like a particular flavor, you don't use it. I have cayenne or chipotle on your recipe. This is chipotle. And if you're not familiar with that, I have a bag of it up here if you want to come up and sniff it or look at it. I have a couple of visual aids up here if you want to check that out. Mexican oregano. You can use regular oregano. And a little bit of cinnamon. I know it looks like a lot of ingredients, and in a way it is. But if you want, what you can do is get little containers like this, or those little snack-sized baggies, and measure out 5 or 6 portions. Put, you know, your garlic, 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 garlic. Do it that way on all your ingredients. Then you have your little flavor packet all ready, so when you want to have chorizo, you have your spices already measured out, so you don't have to do it every time you make chorizo. You can have it already done. You want to mix those in really, really well.
What do you eat chorizo with? On whatever.
Golly, you
I've
can.
never eaten it.
But
Tofu scramble.
you can make tofu scramble and put chorizo in that. Tacos. Put some in your salad. You can make a burrito. You can do beans and rice and add some tomatoes and then put a little bit of this in for some flavor.
On top of a sweet potato or baked potato?
There you go, on top of a baked sweet potato or of a potato. Any other ideas? Pizza. Chorizo pizza. Sounds good to me. Any other ideas? So you just use your imagination.
Tamale pie.
Tamale pie, you can do that. That's it. Okay, so that's I'm still seeing some spice lumps in there, so we're gonna stir this a little bit more. And then we add some apple cider vinegar and a little bit of water.
How big is this recipe? Did you double it or quadruple it or?
Quadrupled.
Okay.
Yeah. There are a lot of us here. This is just really, really great. This is super. Now, because this is not the real deal, because we don't want the real deal because of the fat and the meat and all of that, the mouthfeel might be a little bit different. The flavor is going to be really, really close to chorizo. I think you'll be pleased with the flavor. But the mouthfeel, because it doesn't have the fat in it, could be, well, it will be different for those of you who really love chorizo. But we're needing to kind of change our mindset, and this might work for you. You might be pleased with it, or it might not. And if not, then you just wait for another recipe to pop up, or you look on it. You can see on your recipe a substitute for the crumblers is slightly mashed garbanzo beans. That's down at the bottom. Now the garbanzo beans will give you more fiber. The mouthfeel is a little bit different than the crumblers. This is closer to chorizo than the beans. But either way, it just has a ton of flavor. And I just want to make sure everything is mixed up in here. And we'll get some samples going for you. How about that?
Good.